Welcome, everybody. As you come in, please put your name, where you're calling in from, and the time in your zone in the world so we can start getting some sacred codes and angel numbers in here. I'm just going to go live over on Zoom, on YouTube, I mean. So I will be back in here with you all shortly. Mm. And thank you all for calling in here, by the way. It's such a deep honor. And yeah, we'll be starting soon. I'm just going live on webinar, so just bear with me. By the way, it's such a deep honor. And I'm back. So yes, welcome everyone. My name is Kathleen Nora Te Matatuhi Bawa, and I am welcoming you all here with your names, where you're calling in from, your digits of your time zone in the beautiful place that you're calling in from the world, so we can really get these angel codes and angel numbers and sacred codes and frequencies into this call. And I'm welcoming the mystics and the misfits. I'm welcoming the visionaries and the empaths, the intuitives and the sacred scientists. I'm welcoming in the introverts and the extroverts, the ones here who are here to take up so much space and shine, and the ones who are here to just hold a sacred space from us all. I'm welcoming everybody, the black sheep, the rainbow sheep. Everyone is welcome into this glorious, gorgeous container as we light the flame of remembrance together. And I have a beautiful sacred sister here who is also going to hold the space for us all. I'm going to introduce my dear friend, Amrit Devi. Welcome.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you so much for having me here. It is such a pleasure to hold the space and invite and welcome everyone into this deep, deep, beautiful work that you're doing. I just wanted to say a little bit. Some of you might know me as a different name, and I've taken on the name Amrit Devi from my Kundalini yoga practice. And I think it's really a symbol of what Kathleen is inviting us to do here is to step into our next possibility. And I'm so honored to be here. And Kathleen, I'd love to ask you the question of your intention behind this beautiful, beautiful workshop.
Thank you, dear sister. And just before I answer that question, I just want to welcome everyone in who's coming in the chat. We have Yeshua, divine love and light to all. Lena from Hanover at 7:01 p.m. Katharina, good evening from Germany at 7 p.m. Many blessings. Kristen, Portland, Oregon, 10 a.m. Shannon, Denver, 11 a.m. Marple from Germany. It's 7 p.m. here. So lovely to be here in the Cauldron with you, dearest Kathleen. Good afternoon from Florida, from Nancy and Paula. Good afternoon, 12 p.m. from Birmingham, Alabama. Just welcome everybody. And it's 5:04 here in the Bay of Islands, Aotearoa, New Zealand. So we'll soon be 5:05. And so just before I answer that beautiful question from Amrit Devi, I'd just like to present that I grew up in the Bay of Islands, Kororareka, New Zealand, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and I'm tuning in here from my beautiful home, actually with my husband and my children on very sacred land. Um, yeah, so I'm going to tell the journey very shortly of how I came full circle to be living nearly home. But in response to my intention behind like the cauldron of the quantum field is very much because of my two loves, co-creation and revolution. So as your journey over the interviews, over this auspicious week, you will see me being in this like beautiful space with my heroes, with the people who have inspired me over my journey over the last 11 years when my journey started, when this chapter started. And so, Yes, co-creation is the big why of the cauldron, and this is why I've called you all here today to join us around the cauldron. And we have over 2,000 people who have signed up so far who are joining us. So everybody is hearing the call to place medicine into the field with us all. And then revolution is the other why, because I believe, and as you will experience over each interview, that we each hold such immense power, innate technology, and we each of us hold the keys to change the world together. So those are the intentions. Co-creation, being a beautiful coherence with each other and learning from each other, and revolution. Let's all take a stand and stand up together and change the world. And that comes from within. So I'm just going to tell you a little story of how I came, to be living here back in the Bay of Islands, near where I grew up. And this is a journey that started when I flew the coop. I flew away from home and I went traveling. I was very free-spirited. I actually traveled the world for 10 years and did many different jobs. I picked pumpkins and blueberries in Nova Scotia. I picked many different types of fruit and vegetables actually all around the world. I worked in pubs and boutique hotels and diabetic factories. And even when I became pregnant with my first son, we were traveling in Chile and Argentina and Uruguay, and at nearly 7 months pregnant, I was swimming with dolphins and dancing with fireflies with my son and my puku. And then even when he was 1, I was still traveling. I was over in Colorado and Wyoming, and we were working in the wool sheds and the shearing on these sheep farms, and I had him in a backpack on my back. Then fast forward to 2012, and I'm 8 months pregnant with my second child, my baby girl. And all of a sudden, wasn't all of a sudden, I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, but I become a single mom. And it dawns on me that I can no longer go traveling. I thought I was going to travel forever, even with children, but my resources have run out. I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? How am I going to parent 2 children by myself? When I barely knew how to parent myself, really, I was just a perpetual child roaming the world. And so 2012, which many of you may know, the year of the dragon, 8 months pregnant, my world came tumbling down. And it was a very dark night of the soul for me, because everything I knew was just about to change. Then my daughter was born, and co-creation, which I love, my friends encouraged me. Okay, you can't go traveling anymore. Let's do something for you. What's a study that you could do? And because I'm very a food lover, I decided to embark on a diploma in nutritional science. And so this, instead of going traveling around the world, now I was being invited to travel to my inner realms, to go on this discovery of what are the inner planes and the inner worlds that are within me and available to me. And so very early on in my nutritional science journey, I was introduced to a modality called bioresonance. Now, bioresonance is an energy healing modality that picks up the frequencies within your field and relays this information back to the technology so we can decipher what your symptoms are. When this technology came into my world, I barely knew what chakras were. I mean, 2012 was my, catalyst for my spiritual awakening. So I had this energy healing medicine that could pick up the information within someone's field over in Switzerland, relay it back, we could send energy through, and they would have a healing response. I'm like, how does this work? I have a very inquisitive mind and a metaphorical soul, but I'm like, I don't understand how this works. It didn't really come with instructions or a manual. It was like, here's this, it sends energy, welcome. So began my journey here with you today. It's like, what is energy? What is vibration? Like, how does this work? How does distant healing work? And because I'm in my elemental makeup, I'm very water and fire. And so I need to feel something. I need to feel it in order to retain it. I was reading all these articles about quantum entanglement. I'm like, it just wouldn't land for me. So it was through stories that it did. And this is why the cauldron of the quantum field has really been created, because we're going to receive stories from each of the speakers over this week. There's nearly 30 amazing interviews that you will receive. And like heroes like Eileen McCusick, I related to her very early on because she had a story that related her to how she found her biofield tuning books. Like I could relate to that because it was a story. Or we have my other superheroes such as Rosie Aronson, who I'm going to bring into this call shortly. Rebel Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck in a dream arc. She was very pivotal alongside Richard Rudd of the Gene Keys because they could help me understand the quantum field through understand the quantum field through metaphor and poetry and emotions and just frequencies that touch my soul. But then, as well as in this beautiful gathering, we have um, the the quantum, the quantum um, PhDs, and we have these beautiful doctors who are going to speak more in depth to the frequencies and vibration in the field that is not my language, but that I love to receive from people who have embodied it. And so this is really the story of how we have come here today to the cauldron of the quantum field to share all of these speakers and all of their wisdoms from all of these different fractals of a mirror, all of these different perspectives, so that these stories that they share may each touch every single one of your souls. And so this brings me now to the astrology. So, as many of you know, this is a very auspicious week. You may have heard that Jupiter is going to be leaving Gemini and coming into Cancer. Now, this is a very personal story for me because Jupiter in this portal over the next couple of days will be kissing my North Node, which is my destiny drawing me forward, my destiny energy drawing me forward. He will be kissing my 0-degree North Node in Cancer. So this container that I really hold the intention for is going to be like a beautiful womb space, a portal of love that everyone can feel held in as if, as if they were being held by the mother. And I really feel this is important to bring up because Jupiter is in his exaltation in Cancer. And what this means personally for me is that Jupiter gets to come home to mama's embrace. Just like I know many of us may love to come home to mum or be nurtured or fulfilled, or even if we don't have mums, we can have someone in our life who really we love to just have our cups filled by. Well, Jupiter is a planet of joy and expansion. Jupiter adores giving. Jupiter adores generosity. He bestows so many gifts and luck and prosperity to abundance. He kisses everything he touches and it turns to gold. But Jupiter does so much for everybody else, and now he gets to come back and be in this beautiful, loving, oceanic embrace of Cancer, who is the mother, the nurturer. She is the cup for fuller. She takes care of everyone and makes sure everyone is nurtured. One of the Lessons for Cancer, though, and this is a big part of, our conference as well, is to really, really, really come home and nurture herself. And so this is a big story of this journey through this week as well, is inviting everyone to come back to themselves and fill your cups up so that you may fill everybody else's cup. That's how we do this. You will hear in one of the interviews, Anna speaks of it's not selfishness, it's self-fullness. So this is Cancer's lesson, is yes, to be that mother, embrace energy, embracing everybody, but also filling her own cup up. But back to Jupiter. So Jupiter is going to be in the loving embrace of Cancer for a year. And so he will be here really filling up everybody's cups and getting his own cup full as well. So I'm going to link a link underneath this interview that from Jocelyn Starfeather, which is going to talk more personally about the astrology with Jupiter and in Cancer and how this relates to you. But for now, I'm going to come full circle to Saturn as well. And I'm telling astrology from a very personal perspective, because in 2012, when my world came crashing down, it was also, the catalyst for where I am now. But in 2012, my world came crashing down. This was when I was having my Saturn return. And so Saturn is our planet that holds the space. I have a transmission to share from you from Saturn that came through for me very soon. But Saturn return is when he comes full circle from the point that he was touched. When you were born, Saturn was at a specific degree in your birth chart, and your Saturn return is when he comes full circle back. And so he came in 2027, and I'm going to read a transmission from him now of what he wrote, that just honoring that when you have your Saturn return, it's not because Saturn is being mean to you, it's because he's making sure, in the words of Deborah Silverman, who I studied astrology with, to make sure that you are being of high service to yourself, to others, and the planet. And so Saturn, the freedom that comes when you follow my system, be of service to your body, be the container for your family, be a pillar of light in your community, of support to your friends and soul fractals, and be a role model for creating foundations, building castles, taking responsibility, being grounded in presence and divine, wholehearted devotion to your Mother Earth. I create structure so that you may complete your soul mission here on Earth. I do this out of the deepest love, because without the initiations I provide, humanity would never come home to the love of the universe. And so I just really wanted to share my journey and my story of how I got here and how I wouldn't have got to where I am right now without the love and sometimes the kick up the butt, or, just that real guidance and tough love from the universe. And again, this is a big, big story of why I've created the Cauldron of the Quantum Field, co-created the Cauldron of the Quantum Field, is so each of us can come into this sacred reciprocation, and hear and receive the wisdom of the universe, which is here, just waiting to communicate and speak with us. We just need to tap in. And so we have some guides for our journey. I mentioned it earlier. We have some guides that have come in, that are going to be holding the space for us. I'm just going to have a drink of water. So I work very much in the metaphysical, metaphorical realms, and this is why the dream arc that has been co-created by Richard Rudd and Rosie Aronson is so sacred and special to me. So throughout the interviews over this week, you will hear me speak at the start about us weaving a beautiful spider web, a beautiful web together. And so I want to bring in our first guide for today, which is Grandmother Spider. This is the art of Rosie Aronson. Now, Grandmother Spider is the galactic Dreamweaver, and this is her message to all of us. As a galactic dreamweaver, I have a unique role to play within the pantheon of all creatures. I connect the entire consciousness of Gaia to other systems, dimensions, and realities beyond our own. I am the great-grandmother of Gaia herself and of all other universes, even those in different temporal realities. I alone sit at the center of a weave of creation, so I alone allow any soul to leave the domain of time and space and come into resonance with the whole, with the divine. You may call upon me whenever you need to remember who you are and why you are truly here. Now, this is taken from the Animal Codex, which is a living library of the Dream Arc. Animal Codex was created by Richard Rudd. So we're always in vibration. We're dreaming ourselves back to wholeness. So our galactic dreamweaver, she is here holding space with us over the course of this week, here to help us weave our dreams, and an invitation for each of you as you journey is to, maybe if you have a fear of spiders, is just to have inquiry around the messages that spiders may bring. There may be spiders around your house. I really invite you to listen and receive if they have any messages for you, or spider may come to you in your dream. We have our second guide that we have, and this is Toucan. And this Toucan was actually chosen when Rosie Aronson and I had our interview, and this is coming up shortly. This will be available in a couple of hours to you. But we had Toucan come to us to bless the Cauldron of the quantum field as well. And so Toucan, I feel, is an energy very interconnected with Jupiter. With the prosperity and wealth and abundance that Jupiter can bring us over the next year. But we are open to receive these miracles and this wealth and all of this, but we just need to really not bypass everything else that's going on in the world, because Jupiter in Cancer is really about connecting in with our emotional intelligence, like how are we responding to life, not reacting or suppressing our emotions, so that we can be of this the most incredible resourced, emotionally whole people that we can be, so we can scoop everybody else in our world up into the magic, no matter who or where they are, because there's so many injustices and horrible things going on in the world. And so it's very important with Jupiter and Cancer that we really heal ourselves emotionally, so that we can all stand up and take a stand for everybody on our planet. But Toucan does remind us of this as well. The toucan is a colorful and exotic bird whose great power resides in its huge beak, which can be half the size of its body. The toucan symbol unlocks the power of manifesting wealth on the outer planes. To work with this symbol is to align the terrific power of one's imagination within a dream time with the ability to manifest such abundance externally. The toucan's beak holds the power to cut resistance out of one's path without error or hesitation. This is a very powerful symbol that takes considerable living up to. In order to wield great wealth, one must learn first what it is really for. So again, just connecting in with that Jupiter in Cancer, how can we tap into our frequencies of wealth, and by cutting out all of the crap that holds us back, or keeps us in apathy, or keeps us in conflict with our brothers and sisters. Because when we can really nurture and hold and come home to our souls through working with our emotions, which Jupiter is here to hold space for, this is again how we touch into our innate power. And then just finally, our last guide that I'm going to share with you. This is from the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck created by Rosie Aronson. She was chosen live with us when we had our interview as well. Wisdom Keeper 48 of resourcefulness. If you know the gene keys, it's gene key 48 as well. And in the words of Rosie, she who bestows the gifts of resourcefulness, trust your inner knowing, and the people around you will start dipping into your well and drawing out more resourcefulness and wisdom than you realize you had. You're far more adequate than you can possibly imagine. And so this is really beautiful invitation as well to all of us as we really come home and reclaim our inner resources, really tap into this innate power that we have within. And I'm just going to end on a quote before we get into the next chapter of this journey. But unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. This is the Lorax by Dr. Zeus. So we all have so much resources. This wisdom keeper has a beautiful owl on her third eye. She is so wise. We are all wise, wiser than we could ever, ever, ever have known. So as we travel over this week of the Cauldron of the Quantum Field, and you're really immersing yourself in each of the interviews, just know you are held in this galactic dream weaving as we weave our dreams together with Grandmother Spider. You have Toucan here to help you cut through any resistance and anything that's holding you back, so that you may tap into this wealth and abundance that Jupiter is bringing. And we also have the wisdom keeper of resourcefulness to really hold the space for us as well with her wise love. And so I'm going to have a drink of water now. And my beautiful sister, Amrit Devi, is going to put some music into the chat for you all as we're going to take a little journey to the cauldron together. So I invite you to get comfortable wherever you are. If you have a journal and a pen, if you'd like to get those, just making yourself really comfortable, as I'm just going to take us on an experiential journey into the field, because this is the way that I love and know best. So thank you, Amrit Devi. I know you've put the beautiful music of Chantress into the chat, and if everybody would like to just put the music on, you might need to turn it down. There might be an ad at the start, and then I'll just give everyone a little minute to prepare, and then I'll take us all on a little journey. Just really inviting everyone where you're feeling, where you're tuning in from in the world, whatever time it is. Just take a big, 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 big breath in and release. Maybe take another big, deep breath in. And just release any tension, just letting it go. Just flicking out your fingers and wiggling your toes. And then if it feels comfortable to you, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes on down. Close your eyes on down as if the sun was just going down. It's been a beautiful sunset, and now you're just closing your eyes. Feeling the rays of the sun just like a kiss on your eyelids, washing over you and down you. Now I invite you to just feel your feet on the ground, I'm going to take you on a little journey to the ocean. So as we take some big deep breaths in, envisaging them as if they were waves lapping over and washing over us. Maybe you may now feel some sand beneath your toes, or some other texture. There may be some marshes or some beautiful plants that are growing on the sandy shore. Maybe you feel those beneath your feet. However you feel, whatever you feel, I just invite you to start opening up your senses. Maybe you feel the waves starting to lap against the shore. Maybe you feel the salty spray of the ocean's kiss upon your face. You may hear seagulls cacoring in the distance. Oh, and you may taste the salt upon your lips. And as you tap into each of your senses, just becoming aware of where you are by the ocean, I invite you now, if it feels comfortable, to start walking towards the ocean. She's inviting you in. She is so safe and inviting, this beautiful embrace of the ocean, as if she was calling you home. And so maybe one step at a time that you take, or you may just run and dive in because you just are ready to come home to this oceanic love. Maybe you may just want to sit on the shore, and that's okay too. But whatever feels right to you now, I invite you to envisage that you are diving into the ocean and that you're going to dive down, down, down. And you have this ability to breathe. You don't have to come back up to the surface for air. And all around you is life. There may be dolphins. There may be fish, octopus, all manners of life. A seahorse may be coming in front of you right now. There's so much life just underneath the surface of this ocean, and it's been waiting for you to join in. As you're here, all of this beautiful life, our oceanic family, and these loving, nourishing waters, you see something at the bottom. It's glistening. It's beckoning to you. And if you were still sitting on the shore, maybe you see a shell. Maybe a shell that's speaking to you, that's calling to you. And as you dive down, down to the ocean floor, into these depths, you're going down into the depths because it's safe there. You are held to go into the depths of the ocean. Do you find the sparkling gem? Maybe a gem, maybe a ruby, maybe a pearl, a black pearl. maybe a gorgeous shell. Whatever this gem, this special treasure is to you, I invite you to pick it up. Place it next to your heart. To say thank you. Thank you, my Mother Ocean. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for showing me that it was safe to come down here. It was safe to come into these depths, knowing that you held me. So now that you have this gem, I invite you to slowly make your way up, up. Maybe you're riding with a dolphin. Just coming back up, up, up to the surface, to the glistening crests of the waves. You're coming back up, back, back, back up to the ocean top. Taking in a big deep breath. Feeling so energized and awakened. As you make your way back to the shore, you see that there's a cauldron there. And there's a small flame underneath the cauldron, heating it. And as you come closer, you see that there's so many other people standing around the cauldron as well. There's all these beautiful, wonderful souls who are standing around the cauldron, and they're inviting you to come stand with them. And every single one of them is holding a treasure as well. Every single one of your beautiful family and friends, loved ones are standing around this cauldron, and behind them are all of the ancestors as well. Like there's just so many beautiful people and souls and ancestors and guides all standing around this cauldron together, and they're inviting you to come in close and stand with them. And there's enough room for everyone. No one's left out. Everyone is around this cauldron because it is big enough to fit everybody around. And so, as you're all standing here around this cauldron, feeling connection and the love of everyone behind you, I invite you now, with love, to place this gem, this pearl, this treasure into the cauldron. This is not giving it away. You're going to place this gift into the cauldron, because as everybody places this treasure into the cauldron, this alchemy is going to take place, where all of these treasures that have been placed in are going to create this beautiful, incredible, sweet healing medicine, these elixirs that are going to help heal each other and heal the world. And also, through this alchemical process, even though you've imparted something, you've placed something in, you now are returned something even more special to you because this is a word, a frequency transmission. This is a special key, a sacred code that you get to take and travel with over this journey of a cauldron of a quantum field. You're going to receive just, it may be a smell, it may be a color, it may be a symbol, but you are going to receive something very, very special for you that is your own unique transmission, intention, and gift to travel with, to nurture, to love over this journey of the cauldron of a quantum field and beyond over the next year. So once you've received this transmission, this code, this key, this seed, whatever way or form that it comes through to you, you now see that there's a golden thread that has been passed around the circle. And as this golden thread comes to you, you feel the magic of it. You feel the love of it, and you feel the connection that this golden thread brings as it weaves its way around this whole cauldron through everyone that is here with you. You see the ancestors all around weaving with this golden thread as well. Our galactic grandmother, Dreamweaver, is bestowing these golden threads so each of us may be connected across this great web of life with our own thread that we get to weave our new stories and our new creations with. So now you have your gift. You have your golden thread that's connected to everybody else's golden thread. I invite you to just say thank you and show your love and appreciation to each other, to your loved ones, the guides, to the ocean and the ocean family that resides there, to our beautiful Mother Earth beneath your feet, between your toes. You feel her love. To the stars above, just showing your love and gratitude to all of your surroundings. I invite you to now just come back. Slowly start making your way back. Taking a big deep breath in. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. Just coming back and feeling safe and held and invigorated wherever you started this journey from. Just taking a big deep breath in. And maybe a sigh that's liberating and free as you come back into this realm. I'm just going to just leave you for a couple of minutes to just come back in, and you may wish to journal or write down just what this code, this seed, this frequency was that you just received. My sister Amrit Devi, would you like to share? Is there a code or transmission that you would love to share?
Yes, I'd love to share. My stones were emerald, malachite, and ocean jasper. And my message is to remember that you've had it all along and to remember your magic. Thank you so much for that beautiful, deep, alive transmission.
Thank you, dear sister. That is beautiful and it means a lot because we all have our unique way of connecting with the energy, the vibrational language of the universe. And for me, I felt there was something wrong with me for a long time because I couldn't understand the science or I couldn't retain it. I was like, I'm working with this technology and I can't explain it in scientific terms. And so this has been so important on my journey is just to understand and realize that this is the way I understand energy and that that's okay. It's okay that we are all unique and there's nothing wrong with us. We just have different unique languages and transmissions, but we can also create this beautiful universal language that speaks and wraps everybody in the love and the embrace. So this brings me actually to as we're going to close up this ceremony. But I created this guidebook. I co-created this guidebook um, as a living library of all of the embodied action steps that each speaker has shared, because there's so much magic that we can apply in our own lives, like instantaneously right now. We just need a recipe book. We just need, um, we just need the sacred instructions of how to do it because we can't do it alone. It's another message of a cauldron of a quantum field. We are more powerful than we know, each and every one of us, and our autonomy and our sovereignty. But we don't have to do it alone. We have each other, our brothers and sisters. We have the whole universe. We have the planets, our guides. We are never doing it alone. But so this guidebook that you will receive in the replay of this recording, and also you may have already received it and downloaded it, but I really recommend for you to use this guidebook over for Cauldron of the Quantum Field. Write your seed, your transmission that came through today at the start, and then really travel through each interview with what you've received. So that as you're receiving the wisdoms of each interview, your intention, you have that intention because energy flows where attention goes. So this is really an invitation for you to be very, very intentional with what your destiny, your desires, where soul is, where the oceans are drawing you. So I really hope that you can connect in with the guidebook because there's just so much juicy transmissions and magic in there from each of our wonderful speakers. And then I just have another invitation for you, and that is on the 25th, 26th of June, actually. We have, this is my beautiful free gift to you all. We have a ceremony called the Fabric of Your Field, Become the Weaver of Your Destiny. Yeah, it's 90 minutes, online container, 25th in the Northern Hemisphere and 26th in the Southern Hemisphere. And the fabric of your field, become the weaver of your destiny, is really these intentions behind it to discover the textures of your soul's cloak. So you embark on a beautiful guided journey into the subtle layers of your personal energy field and experience a sacred, protective, and empowering cloak that is always with you. Begin to awaken to the threads of your destiny. So begin to identify the unique energetic threads you carry, the gifts, the archetypes, the wisdoms that are part of your soul purpose and role in the great collective web of life, and connect in sacred community. So share and witness in a loving circle with all of the other beautiful souls who are going to come into the fabric of your field. And we can bathe in the oceans of resonance as we remember our interconnectedness. And so that is, I'll have the invitation where you'll find the replay of this interview on my speaker page within the portal. That is the Cauldron of the Quantum Field website. And so my beautiful dear sister Amrit Devi is going to put that link in the chat also. And then, so just to close off this container for today, before you begin to travel through each of the incredible interviews that we have my dear sister Amiria Romati, we have Rosie Aronson, we have Eileen McCusick, Kata S. Brown, and my dear sister Dr. Anolia Harris Pedro, as you journey with these amazing speakers today. And then tomorrow, you may wish to join us live for Verdaluz Celestial, who is actually a speaker who came in after pulled this card, Resourcefulness. If you'd love to tune in for his live interview tomorrow as well. So just to close off this container as you embark on the rest of the journeys with these incredible speakers, I have a blessing from a dear galactic sister, Ion Lumina, and she says, Beloved ones, you are not alone, you have never been. Even in your quietest moments, you are surrounded by a greater field of care, intelligence, and love. Something ancient and beautiful is stirring in you now. It may feel like a whisper, a remembering, a quickening. This is no accident. You came to Earth at this time because your presence matters. You are part of something vast, a collective awakening, a weaving together of hearts across cultures, generations, and soul lineages. What you feel matters. What you dream matters. What you love becomes a frequency that lifts others, even if you never see it happen. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be present, to be real, to walk each step with greater awareness, courage, and compassion. And every time you choose kindness over fear, every time you pause to breathe instead of react, every time you open your heart to yourself or another, you shift the entire field of humanity. We are learning together how to be whole again, how to belong to ourselves, each other, and the earth. So take your place in this beautiful unfolding, not by striving, but by being. You are the medicine, you are the thread, and your light, exactly as it is part of the healing of this world. So I leave you all now with that blessing. So much gratitude to each and every one of you for being here, and just sending so much love. And yeah, thank you. And thank you to my dearest sister Amrit Devi for holding this sacred space for us.